So we want to talk a little bit about Brexit. It's massively disruptive, and anybody who tells you that this is an opportunity isn't telling you the truth. We don't know where we are, and in terms of managing relative to Brexit, we're going to have to manage in a period of uncertainty for a long period of time.
I don't know that it has a direct effect on us. Those that focus too much on the effect of politics inside of their company are not busy enough doing work.
Very rarely is it good to have people disunite in terms of either trade or free movement of people. Brexit was an opportunity to say, this is part of what we do for our customers. We understand how to diversify them internationally. They're not overexposed to any one risk. Uncertainty, it's not just a downside, it's also an opportunity to show your value and actually step up to the plate.
Oh, here's what I can say about blockchain. It's all anybody ever wants to talk about.
I think we're slowly beyond and getting over the peak of blockchain hype. Because of the hype cycle, there has been a whole lot of entrants into the ecosystem which aren't fundamentally adding a lot of value.
You know, the challenge has been to not get ahead of the hype curve and to have a true understanding of where this technology sits today. I feel like we're a custodian of this technology, and it would be remiss of us to put it into the market too quick or to not take the time to really bring together the foundations of the platform.
So what's happened with Lending Club was a lack of trust. We're all these small fintech companies, but we're trusted with information or funds by a whole series of people who we want to move from using large institutions, which might not have the best technology, but have a certain kind of credibility. We want them to move to us. So anything that threatens that kind of credibility is a threat to the concept or the trust in our segment.
The biggest challenge that PayPerks faces today is the regulation that our partners have. The regulation that they have impedes their growth and impedes their ability to do new and innovative things like partnering with us. And that really takes a lot of time that could really be used for innovation.
The legislation for a number of things were written in an era before any of this existed. We're seeing in the US a lot of fluctuation and change in terms of, is it that you just need to disclose any conflicts of interest or what you're doing? Do you need to disclose how you make money that might be counterintuitive to the end consumer? Or are you required to be a fiduciary advisor? Is actually your job and the standard that you are held to that you are doing the best thing for the customer and you can prove that?
As we get to the digital future, the world of moving money around the world hasn't caught up. So the implications of the world moving to a digital future means that there's a lot of businesses that just don't fit. And where it comes to very simply moving money around the world, we work with those businesses that are the businesses of the future.
People thought that things evolved at sort of a constant rate. Actually, evolution happens in punctuated equilibrium. So stuff remains the same for a long period of time, and then, like some dam breaks through, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of new species interacting. There's a fundamental change that's happened in the ecosystem. There's a lot of species that adapt and get better, and there's a lot that die off. All of the different technologies that serve as infrastructure, things like blockchain, or serve as a way to represent patterns and scale up intelligence very quickly, like machine learning and AI, those are in their young formative stages. But we know that there's going to be a lot of evolution in a relatively short period of time. There's going to be a lot of winners and there's going to be a lot of losers.
The people starting those banks and insurance companies in the late 18th century or early 19th century or even after the war, and they were successful, and that just became part of the institutional furniture. But it's just sort of taken as granted as this is how you do insurance. But our thesis is that that's changing, and we're starting to see the tremors from those fundamental changes. But I think if you look at every company across our portfolio, they're taking that fundamental look at, how do we achieve this outcome, given that we have this whole new set of tools and behaviors and resources at our disposal.